Hi, welcome to Jadekind Gaming. My name is Adam. Today I will be unboxing the Dungeons & Dragons Essentials Kit. Sort of a follow-up to the old starter set that they had before. So really just before D&D came out, they had a starter set, and that had 6 dice. So basically, the normal set is 7, except minus the percentile. It had some pre-made characters. It had a basic little book for playing the game from 1st to 5th level, and it had a 64-page adventure, Lost Mines of Phandelver. So we had that. Several years forward, and we have the Essentials Kit. So this is sort of a follow-up product, also for the idea of, starting out or that kind of thing, that either could be instead of that or could be in addition to it. So I thought that was a kind of a cool idea. They didn't just make a new starter set, they made an alternate or compatible starter set. But take a look here. The art on it is beautiful. And it is important to note, because there, and the thing about this is it has stuff that, at least in theory, should work even with the game itself. For example, it specifies 2 to 6 players, as in a game master and single player. Everything you need to create characters and play new adventures in this introduction to the world's greatest role-playing game. That kind of lays out the stuff that's included. Notice fancier stuff. Yeah, and of course, again, they have this in a nice, sort of sturdy box. So, I do appreciate that. And right here at the beginning, something I feel so much better about. Of course, I liked the blue dice from the other one. These are red dice. But instead of a set of 6 dice, they did a set of 11 dice. They went above and beyond. Not only did they add the percentile die, which I think is, necessary. So you have your set of 7 here, full set. Then they added an extra d20. So for advantage or disadvantage, that's taking the idea of, hey, you play D&D, you're probably going to need that. And then also 3 more d6s because, hey, you generate stats with those, you're going to need those. This is like a proper D&D 5th edition set of dice. It takes into consideration the rules of the game. Instantly better. Instantly better. Okay. A little easier to set things on. First off, just the fact that this has a full cover instead of half cover and then the table of contents. Instead of being saddle stitched, it actually has the side there. You got your map key on the back. So, the Dragon of Icespire Peak Adventure. I'm gonna flip through it pretty quick. And you get a little Forgotten Realms, a little bit of area. First session. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Go back to that. First session character creation. Running for 1 player. And then the adventure being. So they actually, it's because this is designed for the idea of you're going to create a character of your own. So yeah. Of course you get your general adventure stuff, and if you're noticing up here, there's a number of little maps. I am almost certainly never going to run this actual adventure. I just don't tend to run pre-made adventures. But I do, take things from them from time to time. What's next? And if you notice, the What's Next has Curse of Strahd, the Horde of Dragon Queen, Out of the Abyss, Prince Apocalypse, King's Thunder, Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Tome of Annihilation. They have, a bunch of their adventures are all what could be next. And how to read creature stat block, and then we get a number of creatures. I think we might have had those, but I don't think we had these with this art. I think the art for the creature is new on those. I think they just had like a big piece of art for those. But yeah, so there's some unfamiliar art to me. That was for creatures. That's whoa! What in the? That is definitely new ghoul art and creepy. Of course, some NPCs have art. Gorthok the Thunderboar. That's cool. And yeah, I expect a lot of this to be reused. Alright, and then your young white dragon is the expected there. Okay, then we get, so yeah, we have an adventure. We get this box. Folds out. It says Essentials Kit. Dungeons and Dragons on the top. That can house our cards. Alright. So we have a number of cards here, and these are, and I guess I'll just show on the first here, because I don't want to have to do them all, but cards say initiative on the back, and they're all perforated. Fold. Several times, and they just kind of come apart. So, can very easily, basically they have cards and you're just folding and making them into individual cards yourself. And then the idea is the box is how you store them moving forward. So there's markers, apparently, you know, for 9 different people to have initiative, and they just use their weird smudging behind it to kind of give it a look. But it's just, you know, your counters of what order do you go, which I guess for a newer player, not necessarily a terrible thing. You know, help them keep track of the order. Then we go into some more things. So we got, looks like, some conditions, magic charm, and some combat cards. Okay. So the conditions are as expected. They are what the condition does. Actually, that's not a bad thing for me to even have. The magic charm, you become charged with power of the storm to the extent that tiny sparks crackle in your eyes. You can cast Lightning Bolt spell, 3rd level version, as an action. Once used 3 times, the charm vanishes from you. This magical ability is bestowed by the altar in the Tower of Storms. So this is just a charm. Not a magic item, but like a magic effect. So, cool. Inspiring. And then the combat cards are literally combat step-by-step. Determine surprise, establish positions, roll initiative, take turns, begin the next round. It is shorthand to say to the players, you know, here is the order of combat. You get more conditions, which is beautiful that they're on this, and then the actual effect and process of how the different conditions work. Generally useful. This is cute. So you got NPCs. They're NPCs. You got a little portrait, name at the bottom. It's not combat stat. These are sidekicks, apparently. They all say sidekick. And they all have... Let's see, who was this that had the mask? Donabella Fiasco. Human spellcaster. Donabella is a young magic user who wears a papier-mâché unicorn mask because it makes her feel more magical. Use the spellcaster's sidekick stat block in the rulebook to represent her personality. I'd rather talk to a book than most people. Ideal. We all have a little magic in us. The trick is finding it and bringing it forth. Bond. I want to join a prestigious wizard's academy one day. I just hope they will accept unicorns. And Flaw. I can't keep a secret to save my life. Or anyone else's. So it's sort of, here is the personality. We will get to sidekick rules shortly, but there's spellcaster, expert, warrior of different races. Magic item. The back of each of these is the magic item and what it does. And actually did bring out, say we have spellbook cards, or magic item cards from Gale Force 9. First off, just to note, the size difference. Obviously these, because you're punching them out, they have sharp corners instead of the nice rounded ones. This is a nice laminated material. This is not laminated. This is, I mean, a bit of a thicker cardstock, but it's not laminated like the actual cards are. Obviously, no actual art on the back of these. Magic items do give what kind of item it is, wondrous item, the name of it, the rarity. I do not know if they say, I don't know if any of them require attunement. And then they have the actual text of the item itself. So they do meet all of those. You got your items here, and you got another sheet, magic items. Just trying to see. And a number of them being Potion of Healing. I'm guessing these are a lot of the basically the items that are used in the adventure. But I mean, they obviously work for handing it out. There we go. And the ones that require attunement, will say like requires attunement by a wizard, requires attunement. So yes, so they will also say that. Also, because these are bigger, I just thought of something. Because they are bigger, these will not work in like card sleeves. Like if you have like a card sleeve sheet, these won't work in there to keep track of your magic items in that. So that is of note. But there are quite a few magic items in this. These are quests. So they're all about the same, but Dragon Barrow Quest. The dragon that besets us is not the first to threaten this region. Between here and Neverwinter lies a barrow mound of a warrior whose magical dragon-slaying sword helped fell a green dragon terrorizing the high road a century ago. Rumor has it the dragon slayer sword is buried there too. Retrieve it and let the sword be its own reward. So in other words, they're little shorthands to remind of little side quests. So interesting. Obviously not going to be directly effective since I'm not running the actual adventure, but it's an interesting idea of actually writing out the side quests that I'm going to give and handing them out so the players remember. So it's a concept. There's a map. Map of the region of the Sword Coast. 1 hex equals 5 miles. These hexes are big enough you could actually take notes, you know, a very small little marker or bead or something. Some dice even could map where they are as they move around. So there is an area map here, and then on the other side is actually Phandalin. So the Lost Mine of Phandalin, the adventure from the other one, it's the same town as this one. So that's why they work together, because they're two adventures in the same town, same area. So there's actually a map of that town in this. So we have that. the Essentials Rulebook. Again, cover, normally bound instead of saddle stitched. The conditions are on the back. That's useful. And table of contents. I didn't check. I was gonna say, do either of them have the the little funny line? And it does not appear so. But yeah, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons. How to play. Chapter 1: Creating a character. So choose race, class. There's a dwarf, elf, halfling, and human are all in here. So we got each of that. For classes, there is bard, cleric. And these are up to 6th level, so you can go up to 6th level with the classes here. Fighter. Okay, and it's looking like each of them give you 2 choices. Lore Vower. Life or War. Champion or Eldritch Knight. Rogue gets Thief or Arcane Trickster. And the Wizard, who gets Evocation or Transmutation. So yeah, you get 5 different classes. And then each of them gets 2 archetypes. Backgrounds, you get a few of those. Playing the game gets your abilities, environment, resting, combat. Yeah, you get a number of things. Equipment, you get a few pages, I guess. Weapons, adventuring gear. So, quite a bit there. And then, obviously, with adventuring gear, they go over that. Mounts, food, drink, other services. Magic item descriptions for the things that are there. Alright. So, there's all that. Spells. And okay. And then, appendice A is sidekicks. So you get, basically, all this section is normal, just, like, boiled down, running, making a character and playing the game for up to 6th level. And then we get sidekick stat blocks for Spellcaster, Expert, and Warrior. So basically it's 3 NPCs. Okay. And then we get sidekick level. Your sidekick starts as a 1st level character. As you and your sidekick adventure together, your sidekick gains experience points and reaches new levels the same way a player character does. When a sidekick gains a level, look at the sidekicks table below and consult the new levels row, which shows the sidekick's new hit point maximum and features. So you can level them up to 6, though. The expert will gain new features. Spellcaster will gain new spells. They get new hit points. Yeah, so basically, you can level a sidekick up to 6th level as well. Which is of note because when we did the playtest, the Unearthed Arcana, the sidekick kind of things were 3 full progression classes. Maybe we will eventually get those full classes somewhere else, but for here we just have up to level 6. And they're designed for just adding to an NPC, so they're not quite new classes in this, they're just to help you go up to level 6 as a single player. You get a sidekick to help you along. Then we get this. This is kind of cool, kind of whatever. This is a DM screen. with really pretty art, actually. I'm just going to kind of go along here. So you got your little adventuring guys, cleric, thief, fighter, bard, wizard, right? Because, I mean, that's the 5 classes that are in this. So you get, I guess, cleric, rogue, fighter, bard, wizard. I'm guessing this is the cleric because the light is shining on him, but... And I'm guessing this is probably the wizard because there's a familiar right there. Sort of coming out of the woods. And then you got sort of, as the woods open up onto this mountain, you got these orcs and the white dragon. So it's beautiful art. But it's, well, each panel is certainly smaller than a normal DM screen, and normal DM screen is this thick material. This is just flimsy cardstock. But it will function. I mean, this used to be what DM screens are made out of, so... Actions in combat, long jump, high jump, concentration, things you can do on your turn. They cut out suffocating on the first panel. They stuff conditions from 1.5 panels down to just 1 panel, and got rid of space and some of that stuff. So setting a DC, tracking DCs, damage by level and severity, object armor class, object hit points, just got switched, skills and associated abilities, food, drink, and ale got moved from a totally different part of the screen. Services came from part of the screen. Obscured, encounter distance, travel pace, cover, and light, as well as a little image for the different sizes. So basically this has everything except suffocating rules, I believe, that was on the revised DM screen, just condensed. But otherwise, basically full. If you need the DM screen for the information, this is great. This does it. Then we get, I think it was 6 sort of blank character sheets. Yeah, that's just, character sheet. This is designed to make your own character instead of have pre-gen, so they have blank sheets here, double-sided, and then a little, welcome adventurer, pair it with the starter set. Here's the core books. Expand your world with good books or with pre-made adventurers. And then there are codes that I will have already used by the time I upload this. But basically I get a digital version of the adventure, and I get half off the player's handbook, which I think is cool. I think, something I probably wouldn't have necessarily got, but I do occasionally use D&D Beyond. I have a friend whose game I play in that he runs online, so that's where I make my character there. And I have bought a few, I bought like a race here and a special ability, or like a feat or spell there, or that kind of thing. So why not get the core book? They're giving me half off, so might as well. But yeah, that is the Essentials Kit. The cards are cool in idea. I was a little disappointed that they're bigger than than normal cards, so they're not going to work with, like, you know, like you have like the card sleeve sheet, and you can keep track of everything in a binder, or you even have the ones like the folders that that have been put out for it. They're not going to work in that because they're too big, and that's kind of disappointing. I was hopeful with the whole, we have those 3 new, you know, the Spellcaster, the Expert, and the Warrior. I was hopeful that those would be like NPC, like full progression, that could technically also be a boiled down, simple, you know, 3-class version of the game. I was hopeful for that, but no. But I mean, they do have that level progression thing for up to level 6, and this only goes up to level 6, so that might be something we get in the future. I was aware of it when I got it, that the DM screen was just flimsy cardstock. So I wasn't really expecting a lot, but I thought it was kind of interesting, and it really did. Like, I remember having DM screens like this before, and that's just what they're worth. The art on it is so much better than I anticipated, though. And considering that it is smaller, you know, a single panel of this compared to a single panel of the normal one, I was impressed how much of the information they got in there. And it is definitely based on the revised DM screen. Because it's like this, it's other than like one bit of information, other than suffocating, they managed to, you know, I actually just right there went over all of them, and they got everything else on there. So if you're actually like, I need a DM screen less to, I'm hiding information from my players, and more, okay, I gotta reference this, which admittedly, as someone, like, I will occasionally use a DM screen, but I also keep my DM screen in my bookshelf to my side with all my books, and like, if I need, say, conditions or certain things like that, it's what I grab, and I will just, at the table, fold open the DM screen like a book and be able to read. So this has all that information in it, so you could just as well reference it as, you know, setting DCs, travel pace, conditions that I think it came up so often. It is definitely good. I loved the full set of dice. It, unlike the starter set that felt kind of like a little cheap, like, not only are we not including, like, they, you know, like, a set of 7 dice would suffice. They felt like they were kind of cheap, you know, being cheap by only giving you 6. This one went ahead, and not only did it give you all 7, but it gave you the extra D6s to make stat creation easier, and it gave you the extra D20, like, we're aware that our game has advantage and disadvantage. It definitely felt more true to the game. The D&D Beyond codes are definitely a bonus. You know, I very much appreciate that. And, yeah, so it was kind of a cool little kit. And nice sturdy box is nice. I'll, of course, link down below where you can pick it up. This is, by the time I get this uploaded, it will be on wide release, so you can get it from the local gaming store, online, any of that kind of stuff. It's been out for a while, but for most of that time has been a Target exclusive. So they got, like, I think a couple months head start getting it there. But it's just about now going to release wherever, so by the time this is up, it should be available wherever your D&D products are sold. Yeah, so that was the Essentials Kit. Check it out. It's even if you just need for low levels to be able to have some NPCs to go alongside and help out a single player. If, say, you don't have a whole group to play with and you want to be able to run a 2-player game, you know, you can do it with just them. But if you want to give them an NPC to carry along, it has a set of rules for that. Obviously useful. Yeah, check it out. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.